CMG Awards, nigga. Blac. What you got on? What you call them?
I got big diamonds on. I'm in the award show and I got a chopper on the front row. You know what I'm saying? I got some bosses behind me and I got, you know what I'm saying? I got a whole lot of money in my pockets.
Yeah. All right, Mr. Taliaferro TV, how's everybody doing out there? So a couple weeks ago, I did give you guys a story about how reportedly Blac Youngsta and Yo Gotti were no longer seeing eye to eye and they weren't on talking terms. All right, now this story kind of originated, in my opinion, when Blac Youngsta didn't show up to Yo Gotti's annual birthday bash. It's a big concert in the city of Memphis, Tennessee. Yo Gotti does it once a year. It's pretty much his claim to fame at this point. He's not really putting out a lot of music, but he cares about that damn birthday bash. And when I seen Youngsta didn't show up, I was like, oh, okay. I heard he was on the West Coast finishing up the project Fuck Everybody 2. One of my favorite mixtapes of the year, by the way. But in regards to that, I'm like, okay, that's interesting. Maybe Youngsta was just in music mode. We've seen that before. But then I started to see Youngsta not claim CMG anymore. If you look at his Instagram, he used to hashtag everything CMG, heavy count. It's just heavy count nowadays. In regards to Youngsta, by the way, he's a really loyal dude from what I know of him. And I don't personally know Youngsta. I've interviewed him a couple times. Good dude to me. When you look at Youngsta, he's a really loyal dude. So when he first signed to CMG, he was really claiming CMG. But nowadays, you don't see him doing that at all anymore. And then speculation kept rising. And you're watching Youngsta not include Gotti or anybody else on his tapes. And then a source told me, a couple of sources actually told me, there's some sort of tension there. And if you remember, I told you guys I expect Youngsta and Gotti to get back on the same page at some point in the future. I think Youngsta's in that mode where he's in the prove it stage, right? He's in the prove it stage of his career when he's trying to put big numbers on the board and prove himself as an artist. And maybe he doesn't like being that attached to CMG. I don't know that that's the thing for certain. I'm just telling you one reason why it could be some tension there. Here's what I know about Yo Gotti. He wants to get CMG off the ground and definitely make it like one of the biggest. One of his guys he looked up to is Jay-Z, right? He wants to get CMG in a position like a Rock Nation. In regards to that, that's the next step for Gotti, right? And when I say off the ground, obviously CMG is moving. Bag, Block Boy, Youngsta, these are all phenomenal talents, but he wants to get it to the level of like a Rock Nation or something like that, right? Or Rockefeller, whatever you want to call it. But more importantly than Gotti at this point, because he's made a lot of money, more importantly, he wants to help every Memphis artist get out of the city and do good business, because he's seen a lot of artists that he's reached out to not do great business and not see their careers prosper like the artists that he's signed or the artists that have been close around him. Say what you want about CMG, they do good business. They do good business. And in regards to Gotti, he cares more about, if he can get money with an artist from Memphis, of course he's going to want to do that and help them at the same time. But in regards to just artists from Memphis, the biggest thing to Gotti, he just wants to help. He just want to make sure you making the right moves. He's helped facilitate a lot of deals behind the scenes from artists like a Don Tripp, who he has never had signed. Starlito's not from Memphis. I know he's from Nashville, but he's pretty much like a Memphis artist. He's helped facilitate deals for him in the past as well. Like, that's kind of how he wants to age, and that's the next phase in life for him. Even if Gotti and Youngsta don't get on the same page in regards to CMG going forward, it's not going to be any beef there. You're not going to get a Gotti Youngsta diss record between the two. Gotti ain't on that, and Youngsta, he would never do that, right? But I do look at it like, regardless, Gotti gonna be a mentor to Youngsta and support him whatever he does, because Gotti's been through a lot of it. I don't know what the future holds for Youngsta in regards to CMG. I have no clue. My guess, a couple years down the line, he probably won't be on CMG. That's my guess, just kind of watching how Youngsta age. I think he gonna probably want to do his own thing and get Heavy Camp off the ground, or at least try it out. Now, that's not sourced information. That's just my guess. Now, in regards to what we saw on that Insta snap to start this video, Gotti and Blac Youngsta were spotted together at the BET Awards. Also, Block Boy was in that shot as well. And reportedly, what my source told me is they had a conversation. All right, they had a conversation behind the scenes, and as you can see, I'm guessing they on the same page. You see, Gotti made a point of emphasis to hashtag it. That was off Gotti snap. You see, he made a point of emphasis to say CMG still. He didn't say still, but that's what it was implied. Like, he said CMG. you know, and just to kind of let it know that Gotti and Youngsta still rocking and the team still intact. And hopefully it remains that way. Only time will tell. Again, my source tell me that Gotti and Youngsta did have a conversation behind the scenes. I really believe CMG should do more music together. The best way you can dispel rumors and stuff that you're not on the same page, just do music together. I still don't understand why Bag and Youngsta don't do more music together. They are 1 for 1 with Gang Gang. Alright? And if you put Money Bag on a couple of them records, on some remixes on Youngsta's Fuck Everybody Too, you got more hits. Egos are in the way, I will believe, and that's stopping good music for the city. And that's very disappointing, but I am happy to see Youngsta and Gotti somehow, some way on the same page, at least enough to be next to each other at the BET Hip Hop Awards that is airing in a couple weeks, but they shot it over the weekend. By the way, I know this is going to reach a lot of people in my hometown of Memphis. This is super dope. This is my first announcement on this. And I'm super proud of this, y'all. In Memphis, Tennessee, come this Christmas, I plan on, this is my plan, and hopefully I can come through with this. This has been a goal of mine for a few years now. I plan on doing a Christmas drive for some kids, man. I can't, obviously I ain't making that much money yet, so I can't help everybody, but if I can make a few kids in the city smile, maybe go buy like a few PlayStations or something like that for some of the male kids, and for some of the female kids, we go buy them like some Barbie sets, or y'all give me some ideas or whatever in the comment box below. I want to start my give back process. I don't plan on filming this, so I'm telling y'all about it now, because I don't plan on putting this on camera by any means. I have a couple of rappers throughout the year have told me that they don't mind financially contributing to the bash from Memphis as well. So it'll be, you know, I'll take any support I can get from anyone, but so far Memphis artists, which is so dope, Memphis artists that I've interviewed in 2018 have told me that they plan on donating to this Christmas drive, whatever you want to call it, and I think it's super dope. And this is the first time I'm making an announcement about it, and it's my first time actually being able to give back to the city that birthed me and raised me. And I don't talk about this enough. My goal one day in Memphis is to create a recreational center. That is one thing that I will aspire to do. I want to create a school and a recreational center first, and hopefully this gives me the motivation to keep pushing forward to one day to be able to achieve my goals of making a recreational center and a school in my hometown city of Memphis. And hopefully this drive is the start planting those seeds to people that, yo, we're gonna use our platform to show people you don't gotta rap, you don't gotta be an athlete, you can go to college, come from nothing, and give back to people. Thank y'all so much for the time, loves. Put it on, take it for granted. Blac Youngsta and Yo Gotti. I wouldn't call it a beef. They are back on talking terms, though. They end their little differences as we've seen them together at the BET Hip Hop Awards. I'm out. I came from nothing, but I want everything God has for me. I interview celebrities. I talk sports. I still represent the culture.
Got the kids, they you are now tuned in.
Yo, we locked in right now, Mr.
TALIAFERRO.
Mr. TALIAFERRO.
Mr. TALIAFERRO.
Mr. TALIAFERRO.
Shout out to Mr. TALIAFERRO.
You watching Mr. TALIAFERRO TV.
Mr. TALIAFERRO TV, here with the triple B's, you can't do nothing but win.